Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're not seeing it there. Also, I am giving in-person, I should say, readings in Herkimer, New York. Shoot me an email if you're near there and you want more details. The information for the decks and dice, all that stuff is going to be below. And if you would like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. James4astral@gmail.com, James4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Virgo? Interesting start. You got the Seven of Cups, which is possibilities, ideas, sometimes fantasies. Although in Virgo's case, usually it's possibilities, I would say. Brainstorming, stuff like that. Brainstorming about stuff that you actually want to happen. Why do we have them? Okay, we'll find out. We'll find out. Get what you want sooner rather than later. You want the short plan, not the long plan. All right, we'll just see where that goes. We'll keep that in mind as we keep going forward. 'Cause whatever's going on here, I don't know if it's a bump or an ending. I'm not sure. But I also get, like, if I get what I need in the beginning, closer to the beginning, I don't have to worry about it as much. Maybe I'm not going to like that it ends the way it ends, but if I at least got what I was coming for, well, at least I got what I showed up for, it doesn't have to be an issue. I don't know who this is going to be for, but it's very clear. I see a holiday party, and I see people parking, like, right in front of a house. There's, like, a big yard, so I don't know what to say about that. But, like, everything goes well in the first 2 hours of the party, and then it's like, we gotta go, because this isn't good. We gotta go. So whatever you wanted to happen, if there's somebody you wanted to talk to, or somebody you just wanted to get a picture with, do it in the beginning of the party is what I'm going. I don't know who that's for, but it kind of feels like this is kind of going along with that. Just make sure you do it in the beginning of the party. Just get it right off the list. Make that your goal to, like, just get it right in the beginning. And if you want to, like, play that game of where I'll get one right in the beginning and then maybe we'll take a second one later, that might even work too. That way, even if it doesn't, there's nothing really bad, maybe that isn't for you and you thought it was, you're like, well, I had the backup just in case, but then I follow that. Wherever you need to do. Because I get, like, whatever we're doing here, that fits right into the theme of, like, we want to, like, schedule whatever we need or whatever we're showing up for, take care of that in the beginning. And then that way we made sure we did that. Totally here to stay to the end, but if somebody else shuts this down, that's not your fault. It's kind of like, we were going to do a lot of stuff during this event. It was supposed to be a 7-hour event. We were only there 2 hours and they shut us down. I was here for it. I was going to stay and help everybody else, but at least, I got what I wanted in the first hour. So I'm not completely angry about how this turned out. I don't like that I wasn't able to help, but maybe I'll be able to do things for other people later if there's another possibility, but at least I got what I needed out of it. Take that with a grain of salt, however you feel that needs to go. Because there's something we're going into. There's been a lot of planning. But I feel like I haven't been able to... That's the cat. I haven't been able to get my hands on the planning. Have you? I don't feel like I've been able to get my hands on the planning. Now, that might be that maybe I was a part of the process at one point, but then somebody's just going through and changing things and not really letting people know they're changing things. So there's something here. The planning. There's been planning. There's definitely planning. More like, what is this going on for Virgo with this planning? Because there's something like, that's not how that was supposed to go. Somebody else took over, and I understand that it worked out better, at least at this point, but I'm also getting, like, I don't feel like I was connected with it. There's some changes here. there's definitely changes. And there's something with this. This isn't, I don't think it's happening, at least not at this stage, but there's this, uh-oh, what if that goes completely different? Uh-oh, what if that happens? Uh-oh, so-and-so's a part of this. Oh boy, I don't know where that's going to go. There's definitely something where I can't get in and touch the planning as much as I want to. And it seems like I should be able to, but I'm getting like, I know that there's something here that's going on that I just can't get my hands on. It's interesting with the Queen of Cups, because usually when I think of the Queen of Cups, they're the possessor of the secrets when this comes in, but I'm getting kind of like, I don't possess the secrets. I'm aware that they're there. I know that they're there. Okay. And I'm trying to figure it out, and I don't like it. I'm trying to figure it out, but like, I feel like it's kind of like, I'm just like I feel like I'm making backup plans, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to this event, whatever this is. I know what I want to do. I can't seem to, nobody's telling me, or I can't get reliable, it might be reliable. I can't get reliable information about what's actually going to happen. Seems like maybe, but I don't know about that. So I'm that type of person, like, all right, if something goes unhappy, if I want to leave, if I find there's an unhappy moment here, okay, I can go this direction with that, and I can pull myself out of it. Or if this goes like, oh, maybe this will be better than I thought, maybe so-and-so, maybe there's going to be a couple people that are going to show up that just once in a while show up, and I'm going to want to spend more time with them. I have this option, so that way maybe I can, extend my time there and do this after, or make this work here, or whatever I need to do. I'm getting a party analogy again. Some people, how does that saying go? Some people partake in libations. Is that what I want to say? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Some people have fun at a party like that. And you might go to a party thinking, I'll just have a little and then I can drive home after. And maybe you get, and some people I've seen make that plan. Well, in case I don't, I'm going to like touch base with this person because I know they're not going to. And that way I'll just park my car in a place where I can leave it there overnight. And then if I have a little bit too much, I'll just ask this person to either drop me off or I'll stay with them for the night. And that's how I'll handle it. So it's something along those lines, kind of like just making a plan, just having my backup plan. I feel like, doesn't Virgo normally do that? I don't know. Doesn't Virgo normally do that? But I think the reason they're highlighting it is like kind of this time go into that like maybe you're going to have to use that backup plan. Maybe more likely than normal. Maybe we're going to reinforce and recheck. It's like instead of just having the backup plan, like verifying that, if I go that way, this will definitely work. That type of thing. Because I think of Virgo as having backup plans. I don't know if I'm a little cuckoo with that, but I always think of Virgo as having them. Anyway. Yeah, there's something here where I feel like I know something is like, I keep feeling like this came out on the dice too. Like there's something here where something's just not right and I'm worried about something. And it's like, if I have that plan, whether it happens or not, if I have that plan and I've reinforced it, I don't feel like this has to be bad. That just seemed to go, it's like there. There's a lot of earth coming in with this next part. The situation is all about setting it up to your advantage. It's a general read. Whether whatever I'm worried about with that tower happens or not, if I have the backup plan, if I have verified it and I know, in fact, I'm thinking of a certain person, they've told me that not only do they have a backup plan, their backup plan has a backup plan. Like they have like more than one. I guess it depends how stressed they are, how many backup plans they actually have. I'm not sure. If that's what brings some comfort to you and helps stabilize this so you can go into this with more confidence, do 2 backup plans. Just kind of like, just in case that doesn't work out either, I also have this. So I'm going to use that libations thing again. I'm going to this party. I'll have a couple drinks in the beginning. We're going to be there for a long time. I should be fine to drive home. Backup plan, if I'm not, so-and-so, I'll touch base with them. They can give me a ride home or whatever that has to be. 3rd backup plan, I'm going to make sure I have my extra money on hand or some type of card on hand And then I'll just make sure I know what the Ubers or whatever are in the area, and I'll just make sure I have those on speed dial or like on whatever I need to do, whatever you want to call it. Um, that's my third one. Like, and I'll just make sure that they're open that night and see how late, and like I'll just check on it that way. If I can't drive home and my backup can't do anything for me for whatever reason, maybe they decided that they were going to partake too, we weren't expecting that, then I got my third option. So I know one way or another I will be fine that night. It seems like we're going into one of those moments. One of those. Hopefully this isn't how you live all the time, but I'm getting like, not only do I have to have backup plans, I need to verify that I could definitely use those. And even if one of them is kind of like, oh, that was a little shaky, I thought that would work, but it didn't, I still have another one. I don't know why it's coming in that way, but it keeps coming in that way. As long as you're in that energy, you should be stable. One way or another, this will work out. I just feel like I enjoy this event or moment more if I'm like, oh, I don't have to overthink that. I already know I can do this or I can do that. I know I have options to my options. First one didn't work out. Second one, it's a little shaky. I don't know if I want to choose that. Third one, I'm going to go with the third one. The more secure I am with it when I go into this, and I feel like this is something about verifying and like almost triple checking, like all three options, like triple checking them. Like, okay, I know how I'm planning to do this, and I got options. Because I get that, like, I feel like you're going to have success either way, but it's like going into it, how you're going into it. Like, it's interesting because Virgo, I always think of Virgo as plan. I just think of them that way. I don't know if that's fair, but like, it's like the normal level of you going into this is the Ace of Cups, which I feel like there's stress with this, and there's stress that I'm used to, but I feel like it's not stress that I want. Even though it's the Ace of Cups, it's like I'm getting along, I'm having fun, but it's like having to figure it out near the end of the party. It's like I don't really like that energy, and I'm a little nervous about it, and I'm like, oh, I wish I planned for this a little differently. My first option turns out that wasn't going to work, and then it's like, oh my god, now I got to find the number, and like every time I call this one place, they're saying no, or I can't, or they're not showing up. And if you plan ahead, you're like, well, it turns out there was 3 different options, and like I found a better one. There's a better, like, triple checking stuff. It doesn't mean you have to live your life like this, but for this event coming up, you get success by triple checking your options, even like a day ahead, like constantly verifying them, not in a way that like drives you or anybody else cuckoo, but it's kind of like the day before, kind of saying, hey, if this goes this way, can you do this? And they're like, yeah, that should be fine. And then also the day before I had it like, okay, these are the Ubers in the area. Okay, I just verified that they're still open. And even maybe that morning going, okay, I'm verifying these companies. Oh yeah, they're still open. Okay, they look good. They didn't shut down early for whatever reason, or checking the weather or whatever you got to do. I just feel like it makes it so much easier in this option, in this instance. A lot more confidence. It seems like it's a lot easier for you. I just feel like I'm pouring it on a little extra thick because I do know, I keep thinking like, well, Virgo does do backup plans, but they're saying it's like doing the triple check on this, doing it a little more intensely than you would normally, but not to the point where you're driving yourself or anybody else crazy. Hopefully. Because there will be a change. There will be something. It does feel like it's good, though, with the mermaid seduction here, mermaid magic seduction. Feels like there's an option or something comes in. It becomes more fun than expected. Something is really good. Something is really good about this situation. It doesn't have to mean the whole thing is, but there's a moment here that's really positive, especially if, like I was saying in the beginning, you planning what you wanted out of this situation in the beginning, whatever it was. Like, again, if there's a picture with somebody or something like that, or there's like, I'm going to go to this party, but I want to make sure this is set before I do that. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Like another example I'm getting of the same thing is like, maybe there's, through the whole day, maybe it's midday, you're going to go to this event, but it's kind of like, okay, I got this other thing I need to do. It's probably more convenient to do it after, but they're saying if there's something you really want to do, they're like, try to move it before, because whatever goes on in this party after might not happen. So that's kind of like, it's almost like trying to like encourage like reorganizing to like whatever's something like, actually I really should do that. That would be better if it was off the list. and it's after the party and you're like, I don't think I'm going to stay there more than 2-3 hours, you might be surprised. If you move it before, it's off the list and you don't have to worry about it. Because I think there's something good here or something unexpected. There's a good moment, but then there's unexpected after it. So there's something like that there. And I'm trying to like, I can't guarantee it's the whole event is good, but like there can be a good thing. It's more in the beginning. It's better in the beginning. It's more enjoyable in the beginning. Something happens after. It depends on your situation, what that's going to be. Yeah, the beginning's good. All right, so I'm looking at this. They're like highlighting something like, did you not realize we put this over here? Okay, what is this? Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to depend on others. There is a moment here that is causing upset for somebody else, maybe you too. Something is definitely not expected. The Ten of Swords shows up, but it's showing up in the environment. Somebody else's devastation. I get that there's concern. I don't know exactly how it's going to hit for you. Because I got the Nine of Pentacles on its side, which is... Oh, that's this card. It's on the dice like this, which tells me I kind of have to work with... I have to do some things on my own. I have to work with others on the same subject. I don't know how to explain that other than, you know... It's kind of like working on a project, but I'm responsible for certain pieces of it. I have to do by myself, but it has to gel with everybody else's topic. So it's like, if you were making a dinner, for example... You know, I want to bring something that makes sense. I want to participate and I want to make something and I have to choose what it is, but I want something that's going to mesh with everything else. Like, you know, I don't know. What do you want? You know, you don't, I'm not getting the example. It's just not loading. Sorry, not loading. Because I keep thinking like, you know, you don't do lemon with chocolate, but I don't know how else to explain that. Like, it's like, they're going to have a lot of tart things. I'm not going to bring chocolate because it doesn't usually go with it, in my opinion. Well, dark chocolate does. You know, I'm not going to... Moving on. Yeah, somebody else might have an upset. I don't know how that's going to feel for you because it's kind of be like, all right, that's changing what's going on, but it doesn't have to like... I don't know, because they keep saying it might be once removed. So there's an upset around somebody else. You might be able to help with that, but it might not be directly happening to you. So that's because this is in the environment and I don't see you being totally devastated by it. So just to be fair. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that. And it's a general read, obviously, but still. What's going on here? Yeah, because you're going to be part of the cleanup. You're going to help fix things. There is definitely somebody upset around this part. But I see the devil reversed, which tells me you're pulling people out of it. You're pulling people out of this and trying to stabilize it. Not in the sense of like you're stopping people from being upset. I don't think that's what we're going for. But I feel like, okay, somebody's distracted. Something went wrong. I'm doing my part to help make that easier. I'm just kind of like, it's kind of like, you know, everybody had to leave because of something happened. But like I did what I could to help clean up or, you know, facilitate what I could to help things go smoother for this person where I could. Because I do get the devil card reversed. And somebody's upset, but I feel like I'm doing what I can to like bring down the complications of it. And there's only this is also something about a short window. Whatever I was expecting to do, like I keep looking at this day and like there's a beginning, middle, and end. Just make it really simple. 1, 2, and 3, beginning, middle, and end. Something happens in the middle I wasn't expecting and blocks me from doing the end the way I wanted to. That's why we're saying if we get things done early, we don't have to worry about this block coming in later. I hope I'm saying this right because there is something about this block that's kind of like, it's not going to, even if I don't replan this, you know what I mean? Even if say I'm going to do that at the end of the day, I'm going to do it at the end and I get blocked from it. It's not going to ruin the show for you. It's not going to ruin everything. But I feel like they're saying if it's in the beginning, it just makes your life so much easier. It brings down the stress so much. If you do end up doing this and say you're just like, oh, I don't think that's going to be for me, and you do it at the end, and say the day happens, you're like, oh crap, I did get blocked from it, and that does make things stressful for me. Allow other people to help you. Make sure you communicate that, you know, whatever you needed didn't happen. If you communicate, it's definitely communication is key. I feel like somebody else might help you rectify something in a way you weren't expecting and just kind of help you bring it back into balance where you needed it to go. I feel like this is kind of like for Virgo, I'm feeling like I didn't want to do it that way, but it still gets me the option, still gets me the ending I wanted, still gets me where I needed to go. So, okay. But it's kind of like, it's almost like doing this in a way that's more comfortable for you versus just kind of like, ah, well, that happened. So I guess this is what I need to do to make this work out right now. This reminds me of like, you know, in some families, it's kind of like on a certain holiday, they're like, on this holiday you have ham. That's the normal outcome. But it's kind of like this outcome would be like, well, we're gonna have the dinner except instead of ham, we're gonna have, for example, maybe a lasagna, which in my world is really wonderful. I like lasagna, but if people are like, you know what I mean, that might be the difference of the ending. Where if you kind of like weren't able to do it the way you wanted to, you didn't get it done at the beginning of the day. You had to go a different direction. You still have abundance. The dinner still happens. You may have wanted it with ham and all that stuff that goes with it, but it's kind of like, oh, well, we're still able to do the dinner. It's just this time it's going to be lasagna instead of ham. Still good, still getting together with people, still good food, just not the way I was wanting it to happen. So even if it doesn't work out as planned, it'll still have a rectification. If you're able to take advantage of this reading, if it's hitting, of course, the version of this is like if you're able to move it in the beginning of the day, it's kind of like, okay, I got that out of the way, so we're still having ham the way I wanted it. I don't think this is a high stress reading. I hope I'm not putting it that way, but hopefully I got the message out there because I feel like the energy's kind of dying down. I'm going to let it be. Hopefully that was helpful. Thank you for watching. I'm going to shut this down here. Anything, let's see, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.